Hey everyone, it's Shayla with Modamob. I'm going to show you how to highlight and contour the makeup Shayla way. Let's get started. So let's first start by applying foundation. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender along with my Cover FX foundation. I absolutely love this foundation because it's vegan, paraben free. It's just really gentle on the skin. So start by applying an even amount all over the skin. I personally like full coverage, so I'm going to do this a few times until I get my desired amount. So if you like a really thin amount of coverage, you can actually wet the sponge and then apply it in the foundation. So I'm just kind of blotting it all over the skin. Again, dip some more if you need it. If you're using a liquid foundation, you would actually do the exact same thing. You can just pump it on the sponge or just dip the sponge on the top of the foundation. Just make sure it's nice and even. You don't have to worry about getting too close to the hairline because you're going to contour. So we can just leave that space there. My best friend. Once you get an even amount, the next step is going to be concealer. So next, I'm going to use my number 3 Anastasia concealer along with the Beauty Blender. Make sure to use the pointy part of the Beauty Blender. It'll just help you kind of get into those little corners of the eyes. Okay, so go ahead and dip your Beauty Blender into the concealer and apply it under the eye. And you want to just use small little patting motion. I like to bring the concealer all the way down to my cheek. So all the way up to the eye and all the way down to the cheek. Also, one little trick that I absolutely love to do is bring the concealer a little bit closer into the nose. This will help create like a natural highlighting and contouring for your nose. So instead of just having the concealer stop here, bring it all the way into your nose. Move on to your other side. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So make sure that the concealer goes all the way down to the cheek and inside as close as possible to your nose. Also, make sure to bring the concealer all the way out to your temple. So next you want to highlight above your eyebrow and down your nose. So I'm just using the Beauty Blender. It's the easiest tool. I think everyone actually should have one. So you don't have to use a brush for this, you can just use the blender. Right above the brow. And I like to have my brows done before, but you can always do your eyebrows after. And then highlight down the center of the nose. If you like to be very highlighted, you could definitely go lighter in color. This is about, I would say, 3 shades lighter than my skin, but you could go a little bit lighter. I'm just gonna use the opposite side just to blend in right here. This is a really creamy concealer, which is why I like it. So it makes your skin really dewy and glowy. A little bit above the lip. And on the chin. You'll see a lot of professional makeup artists highlight on the side of the cheeks here. It's just preference and, you know, whatever level that you want to kind of take it to. If you're just running out the house, you can just go under the eyes. I kind of just do whatever I have time for. So next, you want to get your contour. And I'm actually going to use a cream contour. So the Anastasia number 7 concealer with the Beauty Blender. So I'm applying it on my forehead. And it's okay if it's a little dark, we'll blend it. The temple. on both sides. And the cheekbone. Smile just a little bit so you can see where your cheek kind of goes in. This is really popular now. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of celebrities are contouring right into the hairline, the temple, all the way down to the cheek. Kind of in that C shape. And don't worry if you feel like it's too dark, because the Beauty Blender just helps it blend. So forehead, cheek, and you can also do the jawline. Depends on how fancy you want to be. So this next step is an option, but I'm going to use the Anastasia brush along with the same number 7 concealer to contour my nose. So start at the base of your brow, and I'm just gonna draw 2 lines all the way down. I like using a small brush because you have a little bit more control of what you're doing. Wipe off a little bit. So follow the natural shape of your face with the brush. You can exaggerate it a little bit depending on how much you want to contour. Next, using the same concealer, you can dip into the concealer or just use the residue from the Beauty Blender. I'm just going to draw a line under my cheek. So this is going to kind of define the contour a little more. Sharpens it a little bit, makes it a little more defined. Now that you have the concealers exactly where you want them, I'm gonna set my face with a translucent powder. So I'm using the Face Atelier translucent powder, and I'm gonna set my foundation. Go ahead and just press the powder into the foundation and concealer. I don't like to rub it too much. You just want to kind of press and pack it on. I'm using the Color du Jour angled blush brush. Even though this is for blush, you can use it for powder. I just like that it's at an angle. And I'm basically just setting any part of my face that looks shiny. Okay, so this second part is definitely an option, but I'm gonna use the MAC NC45 loose powder all over my face. I like to use a powder that's a little bit closer to my skin tone. You can use the translucent powder, but I like to use a color that's a little bit closer, just to warm it up a little bit. And I'm using the same exact brush. Apply enough so that it's even. So next I'm going to move on to my Anastasia Contour Kit. I'm so excited about this product. It has the highlight and contour in one. It's amazing. So start by applying banana under the eyes. I'm using my angled brush from Color du Jour and just brush it right under the eye. Because I have oily skin, I like to set my foundation and concealer first with the translucent powder and then use this afterwards. If you have really dry skin, it's completely fine to skip the transparent powder part and just set your concealer with this. So under the eye, chin, above the lip, and a little bit on the forehead. This is just kind of exaggerating what we already did. And I'm using my angled brush for everything. So next I'm gonna use Havana, which is the darkest shade from the kit. And I'm gonna apply it on my cheeks and on my forehead. Cheeks, temple, forehead. Don't worry about your little baby hairs here. We can clean those up later. And you can put a little bit along the jawline. So just like with the concealer, I'm gonna put a little bit of Banana, the lighter color, under my cheek. This is gonna emphasize the cheekbone. This is what all the celebs do. I love this kit because it's kind of like an all-in-one. It's great if you're a makeup artist because you have all different tones. And then it's also easy when you're just on the go and you want to quickly highlight and contour. So now that I've contoured and highlighted my skin, I'm gonna add some blush and a little bit of a dewy cheek highlight. So I'm gonna use Stila Sun Highlighter to highlight my cheekbone. This is gonna give my skin a little bit of a dewy finish. As you can see, it's a little bit on the matte side, so this cheek highlight just adds a little bit of a glow. I'm really obsessed with this product. So one of the keys to highlighting and contouring is placement. So you wanna make sure that most of your face is matte, and then you wanna add the shine where you need it, so above the cheeks. Perfect. Some people will put a little bit of shine on the nose, but I naturally get shiny, so I'm just gonna avoid that part. So next I'm gonna use the Tarte Off The Cuff palette. I'm gonna use more of the pink color, but you can mix them. That's why I love this palette, because you can actually mix the pink, the brown, you can customize your color. So apply your favorite cheek color. And I'm using the same brush. It's absolutely fine to use the exact same brush for multiple steps. I actually like to because it blends better when there's a little bit of product on the brush. And that's it, the look is complete. And that's how you highlight and contour the makeup Shayla way. To check out more of my videos, go to Modamob.com. Thanks for watching.